Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about how the team up. I said how. I want to talk about the two team up things that are happening for DC and Marvel and stuff like that. All right, cars, stop goddamn driving by. I'm trying to get the fuck up out of here. Good God, the fuck wrong with y'all? Anyway, like I was saying before I was interrupted, um. So of course you all know that DC and Marvel is doing a Batman and Deadpool crossover, and in this crossover is going to have major DC characters crossing over or whatever. And we've seen plenty of crossovers. Some I agree, some I don't agree with. That's just my personal opinion on that situation, on who characters should be crossing over with who. But the good thing is that we're seeing DC Marvel characters, which was rumored years ago that DC and both Marvel tried to deny or whatever, but they're so desperate that they were like, okay, DEF CON crossover initiated. like we already know. We know DC and Marvel. We know y'all are desperate. That's why y'all doing this. Because for years we've been asking y'all to do this when y'all was having good times, and y'all said hell no, because everybody's ego was so goddamn big and shit. But anyway, another thing that we also want to talk about is the fact that we're also getting a Batman and Adult Static Shock crossover event. So I guess this will finally be what we always wanted. Like, you remember how they did Static Shock crossover event where Young Static and Terry McGinnis did a crossover event where Static got accidentally sucked into the present. Into the future, so he can save himself, his adult self, with the help of Terry McGinnis Batman. Well, that's happening, but this time, since Virgil is now an adult now that young Terry McGinnis can team up with that version. Kind of funny that they never really showed him any other. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, that's neither here nor there. Okay, we're not even gonna even go there. Maybe we might go there. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling about that whole situation. um, but oh, but the reason why I want to bring it up is because one of the crossover that I see, and I think is gonna drag the character down, is that this one with Kamala Khan and Static. So yes, Kamala Khan, the bitch that nobody asked for, because recently they've been forcing her into the X-Men line, like they're trying to make her this important X-Men character when she's really not. Now they're doing this crossover event, and Static and her will be teaming up instead of Static and Miles Morales Spider-Man. Like, what kind of logic does that make? Like, the shit just is stupid. That's the one I'm like, no, we're making a video and complaining about it because it's dumb. You're taking a beloved black character that already doesn't get enough spotlight from DC as it is, and we're taking one of the most hated Marvel characters that nobody asks for that gets all the spotlight, and you're asking them to be in a book together. But the problem is nobody likes Miss Marvel, and I feel like that's messed up that DC and Marvel would even do that because it'll drag this character down. What you should have did is Miles Morales and Static. That would have sold. Like, it's just like y'all don't want money sometimes. Like, why the hell would you think that it'll be appropriate for fucking Static and Miss Marvel hoe ass to be in a team up together? Don't nobody want that. Don't nobody want that bitch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it's true. We don't want her. Nobody asks for her. Nobody ever asks for her, and yet y'all double and triple down on this character, and it's dragging the characters down. It is dragging the X-Men line down. Now you're about to drag Static down. Static already don't get enough love as it is. Like, what kind of crap is that? You know? Why would you do that? You know? I just don't get how you can sit up there as a company and said, let's take two of our most famous young characters and put them together. But one of the young characters, everybody's telling you that they do not like. And the obvious young character that would have made sense to team up would have been Static and Miles Morales Spider-Man. It doesn't make the sense God gave. But anyway, like that's even crazier. And the reason why I'm also talking about this too is because we're going to also double into the fact that we're doing a Batman Beyond and a Static. Now, if you guys don't know, Static has been getting a little bit of limited run series, thanks to Milestone's returns. But the problem is nobody cares about it because the writers, the Milestone creators, they decided that they were too good to listen to audience, and they decided like, hey, we want to reboot the Milestone universe, but under the pretense of Black Lives Matter. And I had said that's so stupid because most people who read comic books and support comic books are white people, and trying to attack them because of some nonsense that happened in the United States doesn't make any damn sense. But they didn't want to listen, right? They didn't want to listen, and then they wonder why people said fuck this shit, right? So the Milestone universe, they did a reboot, which again, they fallen into the DC shit. Nobody asked you to reboot. Nobody asked you to reboot. All you had to do was just pick up from where you left off at. How hard is that? I don't understand how you idiots keep doing the dumb stuff. WB is ran by idiots. That includes DC comic books, because nobody asked for a reboot of the Milestone characters. All you had to do was reintroduce them. All you had to do was reintroduce them. Their history is the same. Like, y'all don't understand. Y'all can't keep constantly rebooting characters, their histories, and wonder why people aren't reading them. It's the same shit with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is one of the longest running female characters, and yet every damn time I'm reading her, a new writer comes and literally rewrites her fucking origins and shit all the goddamn time, and wonder why people ain't fucking with Wonder Woman. It's the same shit with Milestone. It's the same shit with DC comic books in general. Nobody asked for the new 52. Nobody asked for the new 52. Nobody asked for Donna DC. Nobody asked for Infinite Frontier. And yet y'all did that bullshit. And then when people did like something, Rebirth, you said, nah, fuck that shit. We need to go and do something else. We need to go back to the shit that people didn't like. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That makes so much sense. Right. Okay. So Static got a season 1, and I think he got a season 2, right? People ain't reading that bullshit. So, but they also gave him another one, a team up book with Batman Beyond, and now they're giving him another one, I think. But this one is the adult one, because they already had one with the Nazi spider. They already had one about Batman Beyond, but Static and Batman Beyond, I guess Batman Beyond came into his world or something like that. One of those bullshits. Anyway, and now we're getting an adult Static one, right? And some people are like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to read it." No, you're not. You're not going to read it. You're not going to read it. You're not going to read it. Nobody's reading Static right now. Um, and the reason why I'm saying that is because of the reboot and because of Milestone Entertainment's attitude towards people, especially the artists that they get to do mostly Static. Nicholas Drapier Ivory with his bitch ass. Yes, he's a whole bitch, and I don't really care. He's a bitch. He's a whole bitch. Okay. I've seen him with his attitude is terrible. His attitude is terrible. Um, and I remember having conversations trying to like let him know like, hey, this attitude stuff that you're doing, it's not gonna work. And then when he did like a sign-in event, he was a complete diva about it. He didn't really care about the fans and stuff like that, because he was more about trying to get his art career and get more money than being there for the audience. And when people sense that shit, people don't fuck with that shit. People don't fuck with that shit. And then when you're attacking traditional black fans who are trying to tell you like, hey, This idea that you did, no. And then the fact that your character's looking more anime than comic book. Again, comic books and manga artists, I mean, and mangas are completely two different things. Don't bring that bullshit in here. And I'm talking about the art style. Don't bring anime and manga styling into DC and Marvel unless it's detailed manga and anime drawings. And y'all know exactly what I meant when I'm talking about, like, if you ever seen Berserk, Bleach, you know, that that's the kind of stuff you want. You know exactly what I meant. That looks more human. You get what I'm saying? That has that deep cut of detail into it. And I'm not saying that manga don't, but what I'm saying is, if you're gonna bring manga style, you better be able to do that deep manga detail. Yes, the deep black lines, the deep serious faces or whatever, stuff like that. Not the, oh, it looks like something from High Guardian Spice, or looking like a generic anime, black anime thing. You know what I'm saying? Because there are some generic animes, especially some of the black animes that are coming up right now. They're very generic looking. And that's fine. That's and cute and all, but it doesn't work for, your character, when you're doing a DC character, because it doesn't feel like it's in the world of DC, especially when you look at all the other Milestone Return books that they did. That's the only one that looks out of the ordinary, and it's the one that changed the most when it comes to the origins and history of the characters. So that's why I'm like, absolutely not. And then, when people are trying to give you feedback to why, what I'm saying, you just wasn't receptacle of it. So again, when you got stupid people working on it, I feel like all it's going to do is just sabotage the characters. And as sad as that is to say, it's the truth. As much as we don't want to admit it, it is the truth, that we have to admit that, hey, this stuff ain't working, because it's not. Now, are there going to be some people who are going to probably buy the adults, static Batman Beyond crossover? Of course, if DC communicates that correct, and if there isn't any delays in the book, then sure, it's a possibility it could sell or whatever, and it's a possibility that can get people interested in static. But again, the static that people want is a mixture of the cartoon show and the old Milestone universe. This new history that they've done, where it doesn't even feel like it's connected to the DC universe. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. At this point, I rather the milestone characters go back to post crisis versions of themselves, where, if you guys don't remember, there was an event, Two Worlds Collide, a DC milestone imprint thing. So after the end of that event, they just kind of placed all of Milestone's history and lore into the DC universe, and it just, when the universe got its little reboot or whatever and stuff like that, bam, the Milestone characters' history and everything has always been there. That's it. That's it. That's it. It didn't change the universe. It didn't reboot to where the characters are on the. It's just like, okay, everything that happened in Static, everything that happened in Icon and Rocket, everything that happened in Blood Syndicate, everything that happened in I can't think of that damn character name. I'm drawing a, you know what I'm talking about, right? Blood Pack, all that shit. Everything that happened in all of those books, their history is still intact. They just now going to appear more often in DC books. That's it. Like, Static's history is the same as ever. It's just that after the events of his last run, when he was out on patrol or whatever, he got kidnapped by some people that took him to a facility, and then the Teen Titans was there investigating, and they were able to break him out, and then he decided to join the Teen Titans team. That's it. Like, bam. Icon and Rocket, after the events of their thing, I think Rocket decided to go and do some research or development stuff at Star Labs for a job or whatever. And that way she can raise her child a little bit more. I think she had retired by that time or whatever. Um, but she used to appear every often. And then Icon joined the Justice League of America um during Dwayne McDuffie's time, I believe. So, and he was on the team. He was on the team, and then they had little events or whatever. So it's not like these characters weren't appearing and their history was still intact. That's what you need to do. That's why that's why these recent reboots has been failing, is because y'all want to change the history and the origins of the characters. Nobody asks for that. All you have to do is just pick up from where the last run left off. You can tweak things. You can do retroactive retcons to certain things, but don't change the origins. How the origins of the character started, a lot of their major storylines that we had, keep it and just pick up from where it left off at. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. That's why I had said before. That's why I had said Marvel's Angela is a failure compared to her Spawn counterpart, because once you had brought Angela into the main continuity of Marvel, all you had to do was just pick. All you had to do was just pick up from where Spawn left off at. That's it. That's it. She talks about that universe, and that's really about it. That's really about it. But all her history and origin is still there, and then bam, she's just in the Marvel universe. That's it. That is it. It's just like how we had Conan the Barbarian and Red Sonja. They come in and out of the DC universe depending on who got the rights at the time, and that's it. We just accept that they there, and sometimes they're not there. That's it. That's all you have to do. When you have a character in a universe that comes in and out or whatever, you ain't gotta do all that. Just pick up from where the shit left off at, and that's it. The audience is smart enough to figure out, like, oh, she was there. Like, if they decided to have Vampirella in the DC universe or in the Marvel universe, bam, just pick up from where the fuck her ass left off at in her universe. She's just now part of the DC universe, or she's just now part of the Marvel universe, and then go from there. That's all you have to do, and that's the reason why I said the Milestone universe stuff was going to fail, because y'all didn't pick up from where it left off at. Then you tease a major event that nobody cares about, or I don't even think it even happened. That hooded cloak figure guy, where that at? Where that shit at? Or the fact that you had the new Age of Heroes, and those new Age of Heroes got to interact with the DC characters more so than the Milestone characters, and the Milestone characters have been there for a long time. It's the same thing with like the Wildstorm universe. The reason why the new Wildstorm universe stuff reboot don't work is because nobody cares about the reboot. Just pick the characters up from where they left off at. Their histories is still intact. Tweak it a little bit where it makes sense in the timeline of the DC universe, and just go from there. Stop trying to overcomplicate and reboot all these characters to where they're not recognizable anymore. You get what I'm saying? I know this is a little tangent on why I'm ranting about the Miss Marvel static thing, but the reason why I'm ranting about the Miss Marvel static thing is because it leads back to the static stuff, because I can see the potential in static, but the problem is run by idiots at DC Comic Books, and the fact that Marvel and DC decided that, hey, let's take Static, a character that we know is popularly loved but doesn't get enough attention, and let's team him up with a bitch that nobody cares about, that is hated. I feel like it'll just drag the character down even more, and I hate the fact that they keep self-sabotaging Static at the behest of other characters. You get what I'm saying? And then you have the fact that you have this Batman Beyond Adult Static team up that I don't think people are really going to care about when it comes out, especially because the artist who's working on it has been having a bad attitude with people, and nobody got time for that bullshit, because I don't have to buy your shit. You the one begging online. You're the one who was complaining about never getting anywhere, and then you finally get somewhere, and then you think you can treat people any kind of way, and you think you can talk to people any kind of way. You done lost your goddamn mind, especially when you black. Or then finally figured out the only reason why he was hired at DC is only work on black characters. color me shocked when I tried to tell you this a long time ago while you was over there bitching and moaning about how terrible white people is, and I said, okay, but you do realize you're a DEI hire, right? Oh, okay, all right. But we ain't gonna have those kind of conversations, right? But those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think. Are you guys excited for Static teaming up with Miss Marvel? Are you excited that Adult Static is teaming up with Batman Beyond? Are you excited to see more Static stuff? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.